opt-in ephemera for you to show you. Don't worry about the name; it's none of your business. But you'll be we'll work on offsets and stuff. But if you have Archon shards equipped, you'll be able to see them with this, just to kind of give it that visceral showing what Archon shards you have on a frame. Just because, as we know, I think it's kind of like metal AF. We have a couple different takes on it, and we're still working on it. This is heavily working.
DevStream 164. We have Revenant Prime, Warframe check-in, crossplay test details, which may have already come to pass. Megan is doing her role much nicer this time. Nice! I'm looking to see what it's going to be. Here we go. No, Gasty Howe, no.
You are the shots. Oh, we're live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to DevStream.
Whoa, what's with the color space?
We're back on the couch for only an hour, DevStream. Only an hour.
we charge public.
Only an hour. This video is an hour 35. Oh, sorry, this video is an hour and a half, so...
By the word now. So.
Yeah.
That was a lie.
Welcome to the stream. Now, before we jump into everything that we have going on, we do want to recognize that it is National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. This is in honor of the children, families, and communities affected by residential
Kate's
schools.
too boring to have a cool nickname. You're already calling me Kate.
North Aid. And obviously there's a lot happening all over the world right now, and we're obviously very happy that you're here with us, and we hope you're safe. So we hope that you enjoy hanging out with us for the next hour. And speaking of things that you can look forward to, we have Twitch drops. Veiled Riven
cool.
Cypher
I disagree.
is our Twitch drop. A little bit of a Riven-themed week today.
Do we have a policy? Can I get one in my account?
It depends. Are you watching? Are you logged in over there?
Does it count? Is there a loophole for us? I
always
just got a
forget to log on before.
Riven. Yeah, I know. Well, I have to. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Veiled Riven Cypher for your Twitch drop. And then we do have gifts of the Lotus alerts later on. We have a Riven mod rifle as well as a Eximus weapon adapter. So you can look forward to that.
Ham and cheese.
And of course, Platinum Prizes, Core Prime Access. Speaking of primes, we're going to be revealing the next prime. No one has guessed it yet.
I know, it's crazy.
No
It's
one
literally written in the name. The next prime
Give
is
a straight up image that everyone just increased the brightness.
No, they turned it
Revenant
down.
Prime.
Like, I don't want to see.
I don't want to see it.
Very subtle hint of a full body picture.
I worked really hard to make that dark.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that you could just bump up the brightness.
That's okay.
We'll get into that later.
Actually, no one's got it right in chat yet, so that's kind of embarrassing for the community.
How embarrassing for you. But let's start with some introductions to the couch. In case you're new here, new faces, familiar faces, we're going to start at the end over there.
Hello, Teto. I'm Eric Preston, lead sound designer on Warframe. Nice to see everybody.
It's good to have you.
Hello, I'm Eric Vedder, lead concept artist.
Double
Nice
A.
to also see you.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure?
What's that?
You sure about that?
Well, we'll see.
Oh, chat.
We'll see.
Chat be nice. My name is Megan Everett. I'm the community director.
Hey, I was going to say I'm Megan. I'm Rebecca Ford. I'm the creative director of Warframe.
And I am Megan. No, I'm Paolo, lead designer.
We already know the two on the right side, but we don't really know the two on the left.
That was such an Eric move. Which Eric, though? Which one of you does the rave horns? I don't know.
Also, it's Eric and Eric.
I have a rave horn in my office.
Oh,
Is it, are we supposed to call one Eric and one Erich? Or is it Eric and the other one you used to have to say Eric, but with a very hard K, sound like Eric? Eric is always in TennoCon videos impressing everyone.
You guys are going to love Rave Frame. Real fun.
Rave Frame.
I guess that's just Mirage.
Or
Do you ever want to work at DE?
Not Revenant Prime.
not.
Could be interesting.
Welcome to the stream, everyone.
It's just that because they're a games company, it'd be a bit tricky for me to apply my skills at DE. But if they need someone to do on like video, on like their video content, or if they're working on a cinematic trailer or a cinematic, cutscene, that's where I can jump in. Absolutely. Like, just to name a few things that I can probably work on immediately. But yeah.
Before we jump into anything, Danny, how do you feel about 1,000 platinum? Oh, she's nodding her head. She's giving the thumbs up. She's excited. She's ready. That's what
Who is the official reader this
I
time?
think usually it falls to the closest to the
Eric.
monitor, so
Yeah, I think of
Preston,
Prime
not
trailers.
you, not you.
Yeah.
I'll read it.
Eric
Yeah.
Preston. Here we go. Oh,
can't read a word of that.
Baby Drone PS.
At the bottom? Oh, Pablo got it.
Baby Drone PS, congratulations
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
there it
1,000
is.
plat. Message us on our account or something and tell us about the
Well,
platform
let's
and
go
the
fully
stuff.
bilingual this stream. Can you say that in Spanish?
Baby Drone PS, congratulaciones. No, that's English. Felicidades. Felicidades. Por
Okay.
platinum.
Okay.
Why is it so hard to change languages?
great job.
Mid-word. No, that's English.
To be fair, I can't do it. I
try
wouldn't be
here.
able to do it either.
We try. We are going to, on this stream, we're going to take a look back at Veilbreaker, because the last time you saw us on this couch was showing you everything about Veilbreaker, because it hadn't gone live yet. It's live for everyone, so we're going to take a little bit of a look back. Talk
It's a
about some
pretty-
stuff
it's-
that
it's been a
was
pretty fun
included in it,
update,
maybe a
chat.
little behind
Veilbreaker.
the scenes of Steinax sounds, very exciting. And then, of course, we're going to look forward to what you can expect in
Like, of course, like every week I log in. I log in for like a day or like once a week, twice a week. You do it for I log in to do Carl's thing on one day, and then another day I log in and then do the Archon stuff. I haven't done any Carl missions. Are they good? They're pretty fun. Yeah, they're pretty fun. A complete change of pace. I really enjoy them. Yeah.
October to get yourself ready, because that's literally tomorrow. I mean, nothing's happening tomorrow. I mean, actually, there is. Anyways.
Oh?
Oh.
Oh! Right.
Oh.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Let's talk about Veilbreaker, shall we?
Sure.
Get into it.
What would you like to talk about?
Anything you want.
All right. Well, it's out, and
It do be out?
yeah, it was kind of really cool for us. I think we wanted to give the 50th.
Well, I mean, keep in mind that your Veilbreaker, sorry, your Carl missions will eventually be able to provide you with enough stock that you can get Archon shards. So, essentially, the idea would be that when you reach the final level, the sort of final rank, which I think will be next week, or maybe even like in a few days, because apparently Carl missions are going to be changing to being on a Sunday. Then you could do your Archon thing. You can do your Archon mission on like the Sunday, I guess, and then you can also do Carl missions on the Sunday or Monday, whenever the reset is, and you could potentially get 2 Archon shards, one of which may be Talforged, but it's not like in the interim between now and the time when everyone starts getting Archon shards from Carl. Yeah, it's not like super duper rewarding, but I mean the Archon mods are variably useful.
Frame the spotlight, so a lot of people got Steinax completely for free, which is really interesting because when we released the new upgrade system of the Archon shards, if you haven't played the new war, don't worry about it, you'll get there. We always kind of wonder, who's gonna dominate the system, right? So we've released this Archon shard system, and players all have Steinax for free. And it may be obvious, but it kind of wasn't to me, but Steinax was also the most used frame in the Archon shard system. So for people that have all their arsenals, a lot of people chose to put their first Archon shard in Steinax, despite just getting him. So that was super cool that they used an upgrade system.
It was the most used in general. Generally, whenever we release a frame, they are the most used, but
Interesting.
like barely. But he's like
Well, because we gave him for free,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
so like
for
it's so
free.
obvious. Like
I
what
guess
we're
at one
saying
point
may
you have
sound
enough
obvious,
normal
but when
shots
you
for
look at the
Warframe.
stats update over update,
That'll be a while.
Like it's just great to see that people logged in to get the 50. Like it's just really exciting.
Felt shocking to see Wukong down to second place.
I
was like, what's
know,
happening?
and yeah, well, yeah.
Speaking of Ruka,
Yes.
you want to talk about it?
Well, I think so. As you know, we did put some nerfs and some buffs in with Wukong, and right now,
Wukong did not get nerfed. Let's just be very clear here. Yes, they did change Wukong, technically for the worst, but he didn't get nerfed.
like the worst defense of Wukong was the automated play, and I think anecdotally, it's kind of gone down a lot.
Yeah, stats-wise, I mean, obviously, if you discount Steinax, because obviously he's the most used, stats-wise, Wukong is still heads and shoulders the most used Warframe by quite a margin. But at least anecdotally, the more like just sit there and let your clone play for you gameplay has gone down.
Yeah.
We don't, like I said, since obviously right now Styanax hasn't like leveled off, it's very hard to really rely on stats for the first few weeks.
Yeah.
So for most things that we're judging, sort of like the consequences of changes from Veilbreaker, we're still like far off from being able to like rely on
there's no
stats.
conclusive way that we're going to sit here. You know, like Megan said, the last month Veilbreaker wasn't out, our last dev stream that you saw us, and now we're here and it is out. And yeah, we did a lot in it. We changed ammo. We really did a lot, and we have some thoughts on where everything's going to go from here. But one trend we're starting, I think, this year, the new war launched, and then in 2022, we gave you the Echoes of War as like a follow-up update, and we did the same thing with Angels of the Zeramin, where we released Angels of the Zeramin, and then we did Echoes of the Zeramin, and we're going to do the same thing with Veilbreaker, where we do an Echoes update, which is sort of a version of things that either are really feedback driven that we just needed a bit more time on. So we are going to do an Echoes of Veilbreaker update that is going to touch a few things, actually, including we are going to, if everything goes according to plan, you'll finally see the thing we showed years ago with Venkra and Sprague.
that was a while back.
Yeah, so there they are. But is that really them?
But is it really them? This was a proof of concept that we're reworking them. So we are planning on bringing them into Veilbreaker Echoes of Veilbreaker for Call. So they'll have a role to play there for the Call missions. So you can look forward to that within the roster of Call weeklies. Within the existing ones, there'll be an added thing to do, and we'll talk more about that. So, and their weapons.
Who are
will be
they?
skins,
I don't know either.
So if you want to bonk
They
with
do.
that hammer,
Okay, look, they do look familiar. I think they were supposed to be like these Grenium mini bosses that were supposed to show up a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I don't really know myself.
will be free to do so, and I'm sure there will be many deserved.
Can we do bonking sounds?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
Would you do a custom sound for a skin? Usually we don't, because
Usually we don't do custom sounds, but if it warrants it, we may.
Could.
We could.
but we
There
don't
could be-
commit to things on stream, because then you're just going to be.
I won't commit to bonking sounds quite yet.
Quite yet.
But the seed's been planted.
Not ready yet.
Right, so in the Echoes, we are planning on bringing them into the fold for Call because they are Grenier, and there's maybe a story to be told there about what's going on. And
Okay.
then we are, basically with Veilbreaker, we released the Archon hunts, we released Veilbreaking, and then we did a whole bunch of balance and QOL changes. And of those, which ones still kind of have a long tail? So there's basically two threads that are unresolved and that we can talk about today. One is AoE.
Rewinding just a tiny bit more.
How dare you.
Sorry.
But yes.
I just like in terms of the content for Cal, it was kind of adventurous for us because it was
Yeah.
not something that we usually do. It's, the single player, more story based kind of missions and stuff. So we're still kind of feeling our way around it, and it's not. So to the stories that we have right now, expect some additions such as
those are going to be within
sisters.
the existing weeklies,
Yeah.
and then we're going to be reviewing more because I think it's fun to try and play and do these new things, but we know that we have Duviri on the horizon, which we really need to focus on, so we're not going to be adding a new chapter to Call anytime soon. We're going to be expanding the existing ones with more side content in them
Yep.
and improvements to
okay.
the challenges.
So the Call missions are going to be more or less the
There.
same, but just with extra shit in it. Okay, cool.
Do we commit to
Is
that?
Quiver
I mean,
Ogre
we already
good?
did it, so we already
Sure.
covered it, so
Yeah.
might as well, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it
so
be?
for a lot of the challenges in Cal, we're going to make them cumulative. So, for example, if it's like the find the medallion,
Oh yeah, the cumulative thing, which I think is still not a thing? Question mark? I don't know, but that's going to be a thing.
or whatever,
Yeah.
or find the pieces of the K drive or whatever, you can find 3 in the first mission, and that will get saved. And
Reddit
then when
thinks
you
it's
get 2
unusable?
on
Oh,
on the
that's
next
perfectly
mission,
usable.
That will complete, so you don't have to find them in the same one.
Yeah.
We're still deciding which ones work like that and which ones do require you to do them in the same. One example is, for example, the password one that then you unlock a box. Since the challenge itself is to unlock the box, that one might stay still within one mission, but we're still revising that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yep. Exactly. All right. And as I was saying,
Now,
I might go back.
I don't even remember. All right. I think I was talking about AoE and actually something that the Archon hunts introduced.
Oh,
as-
like r/Genshin
as a general
Impact leaks?
topic. So with AoE, we're still looking at it.
No. There's another subreddit that I highly recommend. It's called r/NSF Warframe.
And we're not going to have a huge solution anytime soon. I think last DevStream we said, all right, here's what we're going to do, and here's what we might do if what we do isn't enough. And what we did, of course, is ammo, and
Didn't
then we
that
also
die?
got the whole
Headshots.
Did it?
headshots, all that stuff. And I think when you mentioned that, yeah, and then we'll like maybe self-CC will come back. That was like the one thing players don't.
yeah.
But then there was self-damage, and there's still
Oh,
a path we
never
are
mind.
experimenting
It
with
wa- it
internally
has been banned
on
for
bringing
no
self-damage
moderation.
back. Internally, we're looking at it, and I think that's probably
Okay,
most-
fair enough.
We're looking in for AoE right now.
Yeah. So
Never mind. There goes that one.
basically, it's too early to tell really the effects of this.
Yeah.
Just again, stats are super volatile. Like if I check stats this week versus last week, they're actually quite different. So it's going to take a little bit for it to settle down and for us to actually be able to rely on
Yeah,
that. Sort
we
of
are
stuff.
not committing to anything on this stream.
Yeah.
We're telling you what we're looking at so that when we have a bigger conversation about it, you kind of have context. Because ultimately, we don't want to come out and make a change without you at least seeing what we were discussing and why. And the answer just comes down to the three core things you've mentioned about, is it disrupting other people's play, is it automated, or is it dominant? And there's ways to tweak levers there and look at those, but we don't have a solution yet, but we're still looking at it.
Yeah, one of the main things that came from feedback from the last stream is when we were talking about other things that we were looking at, including the making Prime sure-footed not apply to self damage. That one was immediately everyone hated it, with the thought that basically a lot of people really dislike the self CC when you do the AOE. In fact, we saw several comments that were like they prefer the self damage compared to the self CC. So I got us thinking.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We prefer to die than get staggered by our own AoE weapons. I actually agree with that.
Because the problem right
Fuck
now
self
is like,
CC.
you can ignore the self CC once you reach day 400. So if the self CC is really that bad, then probably should change it in general versus just say leave it for players below day 400 and then keep it for above. Now we know self-damage as it existed had a lot of problems, so we're trying a new version. And again, this is just something we're trusting in dev. Might never make it to the live build. It might make it to the live build. We don't know. But basically what we're trying is we're removing the self-CC. We're changing the self-damage to be percent based. So basically you cannot one-shot yourself. If you shoot at yourself at your feet, you take 75% of your health. If you shoot 10 meters away, you take 25% or something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, you know what? That's interesting. That's interesting. I like that idea. Yeah, when I hear it, I do actually like that idea. And you know what's hilarious? Inaris mains are getting fucked again. Because if you shoot yourself in your foot, doesn't matter how much health you have, you're losing 75% of your health. Inaris becomes useless again.
Counts for multi-shot. If you shoot a friendly that's close to you, the damage is reduced. So if someone walks in front of you,
Would
we got a
Trinity
lot
Link
of
work
extra
again?
stuff that
It
was-
should.
It's
Apparently
not
it was
the
working
same as
before,
just
so I would
it's
assume
not
it
like
works
you're going to
then.
an Archon mission with the launcher and with the rules in Archon missions that it's like death is guaranteed. You're not going to kill yourself in an Archon hunt. You're just going to wound yourself. And so
The
it is
main
different.
objective is that
It would also make that Trinity augment, what is it called? Champion's Blessing? Yeah, you better hope, if you're a Trinity player and you want to use Champion's Blessing, you better hope that this particular change comes in, because then you could potentially, use an AoE weapon on yourself and maybe everyone else, and then you use your Blessing. I mean, you basically become someone from Overlord. It's pretty cruel, but it could work. It could work.
it should feel scary if you blow a missile in front of your own face. That's it. Like you should really feel like there's you did bad. You should.
Yeah. No
you
friendly
should-
fire, and you can't completely one-shot yourself.
Yeah.
Percent based. Percent based.
Oh, no
where the
friendly
percent
fire.
is
Okay,
not
never mind.
friendly.
Never mind.
And the case on the range of the.
But
of the
Champion's
explosion,
Blessing is gonna get better.
and the range itself of the explosion is smaller for self damage than it is for damage.
Yeah.
So So there's like a whole bunch of things that we're trying right now. Again, we're not committing to doing that. It's just something we're experimenting with right now.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of Archon hunts, there is a world of Warframe that the longer you play, the more powerful you get. We all know this. And a lot of our content you can kind of one-shot. And the Archons are currently content that, aside from a few bugs, they aren't meant to be one-shot. And that is because of one system we have, which is damage attenuation, which is our version of trying to make a fight last longer than a certain period of time. And there's a lot of strong opinions on this. And generally speaking, I think the last time we talked about this would have been in a forum post, and our view on this is we need to figure out a way that will make the content that you guys want to play and we want to make last and feel fun, and absent of new mechanics and all of these things, it's hard to do because our damage...
Okay. With regards to damage attenuation, I'm going to just say this. I have, in the 4 Archon hunts that we've had so far, in which damage attenuation has been a thing, I have honestly, genuinely not cared. I've honestly not been bothered by the fact that, like, oh no, my arrows are now doing less damage. Because, at least in my experience, when I swap over to another weapon, or even better, I swap over to my operator and I pop off with Matarai, right? It's like, okay, I'll shoot with my bow will start doing less damage. Oh no, I go to my operator, blah, with the freaking Clamora, and then I go back to my Warframe and I shoot again with my bow and I'm doing normal damage. It's fine. Hey, Soup, how's it going? And if I happen to get Deadhead and Thingamajig to work, whatever the hell you call it, I can't remember names. If I get Deadhead and the crit mod to activate as well, suddenly my bow's still doing like 200,000 damage on an Archon, which is pretty pog. And then when that damage inevitably drops because of damage attenuation, I just go to my operator, I activate Void Strike, that's what it's called, blah! And then go back to my Warframe and then shoot a few heads and then shoot the Archon. It's fine. In my experience, it's been fine. I don't mind. I really don't mind it.
Easy, and all of our weapons and combos go in really interesting ways where you can see your million billion overflow crits, and bosses really can't survive.
I could late him and I just went pew pew pew. Well, if that works, then that works.
We were looking at making it better. We don't exactly know how yet for the Archons.
My point is that for some reason my Clamora is fantastic either way. So I have two amazing things to use. Paris Prime, Clamora. Somehow, just by swapping between the two regularly enough, I'm good. And I like using the Clamora. I think it's really, really cool to use. So, I mean...
Or a future update.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Basically, the main the main path we took with these fights were to try and grab the fights that we had from the new war, kind of scale them up to multiplayer, and basically make them buffer. So if you play the new war and you fought,
I think it's fine.
Archon, you know that it got absolutely wrecked once you got there with your Warframe. So that was the main intent that we had here. We didn't really set out to make 3 fights with entirely new mechanics because we simply
it's probably look, it's once again one of those things where it's like it's probably not the solution that I would have come up with, but it's fine. You know, it's not like a major problem. So what's new? Oh, we're watching the dev stream right now. They're just going through some old stuff first, and then they're going to talk about the new stuff. I just hate how they made status builds not viable against them or whatever. I also don't like that you can't use abilities on them. Now, I understand, like, if you're able to use abilities on Archons, you make them stupidly easy as well. Because a lot of Warframe abilities are very strong. Which kind of means that you do need to make the Archons maybe a bit stronger. One of the things that I think is probably a good idea is to definitely also have the system that I think it's Acolytes have. It's either Acolytes or something else where, I can't remember, or Liches? It's either Acolytes or Liches where if you use your abilities on the Archon, they would then start to create a resistance. They then start to build up a resistance on that ability. And if you spam that ability too much, like for example, if you spam Magnetize too much on an Archon, that Magnetize would only last for a second, and then it's gone. Like, yeah, it's annoying when it reaches that point, so maybe don't spam it that fast. But like how damage attenuation kind of wears off. Bosses and sentience? All right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure both Acolytes and Liches have it. Yeah, that's also too. Like, maybe if it's something along the lines of like, you spam your abilities too quickly, and those abilities will only start to last for like a second. But if you apply it slowly every so often, use it once, then use it another time, that kind of stuff. And then and Smite. Yeah, Smite's really strong too, hey. But maybe with Smite, it'll probably be along the lines of like, the Archon has like a 75% damage reduction against ability damage. So it will still take damage, but it won't take as much damage. Then of course you have the abilities that strip armor, which would be really fucking strong. So if Archons are as tanky as they are now, even without armor, well, okay, fair enough. But like, I don't know, it's that kind of thing. Where it's like, okay, for abilities that are, for all abilities, it'll build up a resistance based on damage, and then for abilities like Smite, or for all damage abilities, it'll just basically take like 75% less damage. Like, I don't know, something like that. But at least give us the ability to actually use our abilities, because I think, to me, a lot of Warframe is using your abilities. That's why I'm not an Minaris main. So, like, I just feel like that kind of thing needs to be a thing. That's the one thing I don't like about Archon fights, is that I can't use my abilities. It's a bit shit. It's a bit shit. I have to rely on aiming, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind aiming, but if I wanted to fight something that I had to only rely on aiming, I'd play Call of Duty. This is Warframe. We have abilities. We should be able to use them.
The time for such an endeavor. And we also, by experience, we know that some fights that we've done that are mechanic exclusive, such as the orb, things like that, those also get a lot of people get annoyed, because then your DPS kind of doesn't matter. So yeah, it's
hard.
It's hard. We are very aware that we have that bosses are not a solved thing in Warframe. That we still kind of are feeling our way around. Obviously, I don't think they're like. You wouldn't say that they're like the strongest part of Warframe, right? Like
I think a lot of us have been working on and playing Warframe for so long. Maybe some of you are new to the game today, that a lot of these conversations may or may not be something you're even at yet at a content point. And generally speaking, I think we have a very rich world of very interesting things, but there's memes like the Sergeant and
right.
Because that's holding the spot of boss. But we all know that then there's other bosses that are just, like the Jackal rework players loved when we did the Jackal rework. And we have to look at all these reasons, what people love about them, and fit them into our content plans and revisions as we go. And I would say with damage attenuation, we know what it is that certain players don't like about it, but we also know that at the end of the day, there is an Archon fight to be had for a lot of our players. And if we take it off, and we want to balance it to those super high-end players, no one below them will be able to kill the boss if you put billions and billions of health. And ultimately, with these fights, what we're going to do is we're going to continue to look at the damage attenuation. We're going to see if there's a version of it. I don't want to commit to anything that we're trying behind the scenes, because it might not seem as though it'll be a success, and that's why we just need to keep trying. And I'd rather show you what we think we have that'll work.
Happy International Coffee Day. Happy International Coffee Day. Okay.
What we can't really do at this moment is like, because I've seen this mentioned several times, make the fights be 3 fights like the Ropalo list or with like the Jackal. You know? Like those take a long time to make, and the reality is just we cannot. We just can't do it. That's the truth.
Yeah, so far in this dev stream, we're gonna look, we might add a different version of self-damage back, and we're gonna look at damage attenuation, but we know that bosses are a fun part for you to work towards as a goal, and we're still figuring stuff out with them, so. Good news, sister? Everyone's like, what the hell is going on? It's fine. We are very invested in all of these things, and the team.
Repeat all that?
Oh my God. if I may take a step back.
Go right ahead.
Stynax. No, Rev talked about Stynax being obviously our 50th Warframe. People got him for free, got to experience him. And one of the things, and I think I even showed this on the prime time before Veilbreaker went live, and I even messaged Eric about it, was I was kind of discovering things about the sound of Stynax that I didn't realize existed until I really listened to them. Now, I know we have a video, but I'm going to look to Eric for any context before we play a little Stynax video.
Yeah, so when we kind of saw Stynax and started thinking about the sounds for Stynax, there was just so much potential in that Warframe just from the visuals of what we could do. So Slater Groves is the sound designer who worked on it, and you'll see the video of him kind of taking
Slater
us through this
Groves.
process.
That's one hell of a
But
name.
One of the things that we discussed was giving him somewhat of a voice behind his helmet, which is kind of something that a lot of players have commented on and enjoyed, I think. And another thing we wanted to sort of convey was the feeling of being part of a group of warriors, especially his fourth ability. You can hear kind of the warriors in the background all yelling and chanting. So we really wanted to bring those two elements to that frame, and I think Slater did a great job doing that. And of course,
Stynax
we
sounds
added
a
a
bomb,
few
not
things
gonna lie.
like the armor.
Is that good or is that bad?
To kind of give him a little bit.
I think it sounds
more,
fine.
Of a different feel than other Warframes.
Yeah, please.
And I think adding little textures like that is something we might do a bit more in the future too for other Warframes.
I literally thought I was crazy. I'm like, am I hearing things?
Yeah, the custom Foley's.
Yeah, I kept going back to normal Warframes, and I'm running around. I'm like, is it there? Is it the same? And I was like, oh, I'm not crazy.
It's in there, but it's
We do have a couple of Warframes that have some really good
Lavos kinda has this
sounds.
little thing with,
For example,
models
Valkyria,
of liquid
Clinky,
jiggling.
which is Megan screaming.
Yeah, so we like doing things like that. We do spend a lot of time working on the sound for those Warframes. But yeah, the video that we're going to show is hopefully going to satisfy anyone's curiosity who kind of wants to see what goes into making one of these. So it takes, it took a good amount of time, but happy with how it turned out. Slater
Speaking
did
of
a great job.
time, felt to enjoy a 7-minute, lovely sound video. Shout out to Slater.
Volban?
Enjoy the sounds of Stynax.
Hey Tenno, my name's Slater, and I'm the sound designer behind Warframe's 50th Warframe, Stynax. Today, I just want to give you a behind-the-scenes look at some of his abilities, and also talk about the inspiration behind the sound of this Warframe. So the audio brief for Stynax was to make him sound a bit like a techno Viking, but we didn't want to push him too far into techno land, so we added in things like vocalizations and also metal foley when he's running and across all the abilities to just sort of ground him in an organic universe. So let's take a look first at some of the vocalizations. So on his army ability, we have a more spoken word type thing. And then for the bash and impale abilities, we have more exertions. So let's take a listen.
Sounds
to
like
what
someone
these
dying in
vocals sound
Counter-Strike.
like without any processing at all. My voice acting skills are perfection. The first thing I added in was a bit of pitch so that the voice is lower. And then several instances of vocal synth to sort of give it the Darth Vader-esque helmet effect on the voice. And also there's a lot of mastering on this and saturation to just sort of give him a bit of grit. And that's my processing chain across all the abilities on Stynax's vocals. One thing that's unique for this army ability is that I added in a bit of delay that sort of carries out over when Stynax has risen into the air and has the army all around him. So in context, this is how it sounds.
Right, okay.
Another ability where we added some unique vocals is on Stynax's third ability, his rally ability. So for this, we wanted to create a sense of a call to arms because you get buffed. So Eric and a few other sound designers went into the studio and recorded a bunch of group vocals, and you'll hear them all together when Stynax lowers his arms. So it sounds like this. And just to show you quickly how that all sounds on its own, so the whole ability together using some Daiko drums, sub-stingers, whooshes, and metal impacts sounds like this.
Huh.
And then the group vocal that we recorded sounds like this on its own. You may also recognize those group vocals used on 2 other Styanax sound effects. The first one being on the rally cooldown. So the cooldown sound effect sounds like this. Consists of similar things to the rally cast itself. So the drums. And then I added in
That's a nice touch,
like a
actually.
distinct metal ping, a big metal whoosh, and also a metal impact. And then, of course, our group vocals, all together sounding like this. We also used group vocals on Styanax's ultimate ability, the army ability. So when Styanax rises into the air, we have group Walla recorded to sort of give you the sense that all of those apparitions that appear are surrounding you. So on its own, it sounds like this.
Oh, okay.
And we recorded
Okay, I like that. I actually like that.
close-up elements that are panned left and right that are more in your face. And combined again, it sounds like this.
It really sounds like a crowd, eh, Chad? It really sounds like a crowd.
Now, moving away from the vocalizations
Me and the boys
a
in the
little
gym,
bit, I just
yeah.
wanted to do a quick rundown on all of the sounds that make up that 4th ability. I won't go too far in depth on them, but just to give you an idea of what's going on. So,
Yeah, you should have just said, so in order to make Styanax's sounds, what we did was we had a 68-person orgy on a Wednesday night, and we just basically let the microphone pick up everything, and we basically ran that through a few synthesizers, dropped the pitch down a little bit, and then just gave it a bit of an echo, and that's how we basically made the Styanax sounds. Boom!
on all
Business
the
expense,
abilities,
yeah.
we have an initial cast sound, and that cast sound is what you get as soon as you press 4. Sounds like this. And then there's also a release sound, so it'll be that cast sound and then a release sound for when he starts to rise into the air. And along with the cast release sound, I have a vocal riser that I made out of the group vocal sounds. And this riser just kind of plays over top of the cast release and sets up that Walla loop that plays. And it sounds like this. So that's the first little bit of the 4th ability. Also, while Styanax is in the air, all of the apparitions that appear when they throw a spear, they'll play these little spear sounds.
Ah!
And there's explosions that go along with those. And of course, the spear throws on Styanax himself that are a bit different than the Impale spear throws.
Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And last but not least is a big, chunky end sound for when Styanax comes down from the air and lands. So for this sound, I really wanted to make it as satisfying as possible to sort of close out that ability. So it sounds like this on its own. And to show you briefly the sounds that make that up, so we have a few impacts. And then there's a bunch of armor foley. Of course, some car explosions and a sub-stinger. All together, once again, it sounds like this. Okay, so those are all the little pieces that make up Styanax's 4th ultimate ability. So now that you know all of that, here is that ability one last time for context. Thank you so much for listening, Tenno. I hope you enjoy the rest of the stream.
I didn't really
See you
notice
later.
that. I don't really notice the fall, the landing sound, but now that he's pointed it out, yeah, I do actually notice it now. Cool.
Yay, Slater!
Slater.
I thought we were gonna go.
Car explosion, car explosion.
There you go. Just behind the scenes look, you know, classic dev streams used to go all deep and all kinds of crazy things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, behind the scenes stuff. I think, like when you're obviously playing it, Warframe, very fast-paced game. You hear stuff you're like that's cool, and then you move on to the next thing. But when you really look at like how the sauce is made, it blows my mind.
Lots of layers, lots of bugs,
Yeah,
lots
so
of
many
car
layers,
crashes.
lots of car
Everything in the game has that trail to even get it in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the things we're going to show you today, new stuff. Talk about, you know, upcoming content.
Every sound has either car explosions or Brussels sprouts.
It's all in there, always.
Yeah, I'm sad of the lack of
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts in
Yeah.
Steinax.
That's where we start. We
He's a Spartan.
prototype with Brussels sprouts and then.
Go to cards.
No, he's a carnivore. He's not going to use Brussels
Yummies.
sprouts. He's- You see his one-arm pull-ups? There's no way that's a Brussels sprout-based macro diet. Come on,
Protein.
35 eggs.
Disgusting. All right, we're gonna move on to a reveal. Like I said, no one's guessed it. No one knows what's happening. Right, Pavel?
Who could it be?
Who could it be? I don't know. We are gonna reveal our next Prime Warframe. Just play the tape, Danny.
Oh! What the hell is this?
What fatherless
Oh, Revenant Prime.
is this? Who brings the wicked gift of an unknown mask this glamorous night?
Oh, so that's Revenant Prime.
Seething with the void.
Got him. Oh,
Me and causality alike. And what's true?
Jesus Christ, this guy's just popping off. Oh, dead.
To know and defy his death.
This is a completely different kind of trailer, but okay. Disco ball, let's go.
This shadow of ill omen. This grim harbinger. This.
Oh, Tatsu Prime. Nice. Okay, when he drops, we'll farm him. And by that I mean we'll grab all of the things.
Woo! There he is. No one guessed it.
Imagine if Revenant Prime turned you gay instead of turning you into an ally.
Phantasma Prime, Tatsu Prime, got some Vitala Prime armor, and his
Is
own
that
Prime
necessarily a bad
as
thing?
well, will be coming with him. Like I said, no one guessed it. No one had any idea it was Revenant Prime.
If anyone guesses, maybe we can give them 1,000 plats.
Let's get some kappas in the
I'll be
chat.
very broke. But like you might have maybe spied in that video, October 5th, and that's next week.
Wait, what?
See you then. It's spooky season.
Oh.
Now, obviously, Revenant, normal Revenant came out a bit ago, and his sounds. they're
October
pretty unique, I
5?
would say.
Oh, as in Wednesday. Oh, okay, cool.
They incorporate a bit of the.
Okay, well then Wednesday. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do a Warframe stream
Congrats.
Wednesday
Oh,
and
okay.
farm for Revenant Prime.
Brussels sprouts.
He's a sprout boy.
Yeah, there you go. October 5th, Revenant Prime is going to be gracing your presence. Now,
I can't remember what his
get to
ability.
drive the ship.
What's his helmet ability again?
Whatever's
Chat.
about to happen.
Is it his second or his third?
This is what, with great change comes great responsibility.
Oh, there it is. Oh my god, I'm too weak.
Mesmer skin. Oh shit.
Oh, you need more
Okay.
Brussels sprouts.
It's true, I'm lacking Brussels sprouts.
Wait. Reeve or Mesmer?
What does Jeff say? Like,
Reeve.
how are those colors?
Mesmer skin is not the
Color,
dash.
yeah.
Mesmer. Oh.
Guys, because I get
Dashy
to
dash, right.
drive the gameplay,
Reeve.
you're going to experience some colors. So, just brace yourself for impact. Anyway,
Okay, I'm not
we're
sure
gonna
if-
show
how
you
useful it is,
Revenant
but okay.
Prime in the flesh arsenal. We're going to go.
The flesh arsenal. Okay, right. Let's write that one down. The old
Here he is, Revenant Prime. Wow.
damn. That's
Got
my
it.
boy.
What the fuck is that sea monkey guy?
Plasma
Yeah, I know, right?
Prime and the Tatsu Prime. Yeah.
Wait, let's have a look at that Tatsu Prime real quick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty curious about this Tatsu Prime here. 22% crit chance, 30% status chance, 2.4 crit multiplier. Wait, compared to regular Tatsu. Let's have a look real quick. I do have a regular Tatsu, I think. So, here we go. So regular Tatsu is, what is it? 16 crit chance, 2 crit multiplier, 35 status chance. So we're losing a bit of status chance, but we're gaining a bunch of crit stats. Nice. Attack speed, 1.17 as opposed to 1. So it is more attack speed, yeah. It is in fact more attack speed. Nice. Okay. So you'll have a little bit less status chance, but you will have probably just more overall damage. And 30% status chance is pretty good on a melee weapon anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that pink energy color there? I guess that's your
default.
element. Yeah, that's probably your elements on him.
Now, if only there's an actual
I
fun
appreciate
stats.
the pop collar.
Yeah, if only.
Yeah,
The collar's great.
yeah, really,
The
really
energy
great.
flowing out, beautiful.
I like that he's got the popped collar. I always appreciate a pop collar.
On. This is his Vitala Prime
look at
armor. He's got
that.
the chest.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, he's so
Got
sick.
his legs, and this is also the Sayandana as well.
And what would be behind door number 3?
Okay, the Sayandana looks a bit
Why do you
shit.
think I have another loadout?
What's going on in door number 3?
Why do you think I have another loadout? I don't know. Oh, come on! Come on! Come on, artist! Come on! Artist?
Good, Al.
Any Easter fans?
10 out of 10?
I think the body's the perfect
Yeah,
match with
very
some of the
dark
Tenogen helmets. Yeah, probably. Mountain Dew energy. Yeah.
Pass.
If that's the Sayandana, I'm not interested in the Sayandana.
Yeah, so that's
Revenant Prime.
pretty hype. So maybe some of you.
Like I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm not interested in that Sayandana at all.
Revenant released and now he's getting Prime. That makes me.
So I don't remember what else is coming with the Prime
still, but they're kind of
with the Prime Sayandana with the Prime access.
Honestly, when I saw
Maybe
it,
this is the reason I would go for the Prime access, but
Look at
the
that!
Sayandana itself,
Yeah.
nah.
I mean,
Nice.
Yeah.
it's no six
Wisp
out of
next?
10.
No, I think the next one is going to be a male. So it won't be Wisp. Wisp will probably be after that.
6 out of
In which case,
And
Wisp
if you
Prime.
listen
Now that's
closely to the
hype.
words
I might even
Dallas
spend
in
on
the
Wisp
trailer,
Prime.
There is a little bit of intrigue into what and how this might be possible.
Very
So,
true. Listen closely. Play it back
Play it back.
in your own time. So there he is. There's Revenant Prime. Do you
What's
like
after Revenant?
that?
I have no idea.
There is October 5th. Revenant
Baruch.
Prime access on all platforms will be coming.
Okay,
Like
that
I
does
said,
sound
Tatsu Prime,
accurate.
that's the Sweet Prime armor. You can get yourself what we were talking about. He is a vampire. He is our vampire boy.
He is in
Does
some
he scratch that itch?
Don't make me say it.
Okay.
He has
And then it'll probably be Goss
archetypes
and
in that
Grendel,
realm
like,
also
after
sent
2
in
female
items,
Warframes.
Specific ones. Of course he is. In terms of shielding.
Fat ass shields, fat ass shoes rather.
Such things as this. And lasers.
Yeah, like Goss and Grendel would probably be after another round of female Warframes, female primes. It'd be Goss and Grendel.
Dracula with his
Laser
laser
vampires?
fingers.
I don't know. There's a lot of vampire text.
And then we probably have Ureli Prime.
I wouldn't be so
I don't know,
quick
I'm
to
kind of just
dismiss black
thinking off the top of my
laser
head.
vampires. There are somewhere.
Vampires are cool.
Grendel
Vampires
Prime.
are cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of what else is cool and also
Big
spooky
boy
season,
gilded.
Spooky month. It's coming up. And what do we usually do around spooky time?
Navris.
Nights of Navris, my friends.
Hildren
Coming
Prime.
back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take you on a
Hildren.
little
It's
trip.
probably Wisp and
So if
Hildren.
you're unfamiliar,
You reckon it'll be
Hildren
Wisp
Prime,
and Hildren Prime
Knights of Navris is our
before we go to Goss and Grendel Prime?
spooky
I don't
time
know.
event where daughter dresses up, which is one of the best things.
Oh, Knights of Nabris is back.
in the
Okay,
store.
cool.
You can use your mother tokens to purchase some festive items. And we do have a couple new things in the store. It brings back everything that was there in previous years. You
Taku
can definitely
Prime.
get your- oh, look at that ship. You can definitely get your hands on the Nactylus ephemera, which we know is Jeff's favorite ephemera of all time.
He can't stop us.
Wisp Prime will make D rich. True.
Gafoo?
Was the ship bug? Didn't
Yep.
fly it.
Don't
See?
look at it.
That's why we held it back.
Don't
that
look at
means
it.
there's still work to be done. So note to self.
First of all, let's just look at the decor, shall we?
We shall.
We love the
Pumpkin.
spooky.
Decor seems like about the same as before.
Calabaza.
Is that spider?
That's pumpkin in Spanish.
What spider?
Araña.
Oh, I like that one.
And what's congratulations in Spanish?
Congratulations.
Very good. So here you have things that she. Danny, you're spoiling stuff. Danny, damn. Take a step back.
Time travel?
Here's her little manifest here.
Oh,
Again,
ballroom
things
side
that
simulacrum.
previous
The hell?
years. Definitely weapon. I like favorite.
Ballroom
And
simulacrum is
then, of
back,
course, you
chat.
have some
Okay, if you don't have the ballroom simulacrum, rejoice, you'll be able to get it now. Very, it's the best simulacrum in the game out of the 2 simulacrums that exist right now. Ballroom simulacrum. If you want to spawn all your enemies together, that's the one you want to use. Yeah. So, hype. If you don't have that yet, now's the time to get it.
new items and some things we've added to the store. We've added the Sheev blueprint and all of its parts. If you're not a person that plays Invasions, this is just another way that you can get said Sheev and the parts and, you know, be a completionist if that's your goal. And then we have, in spirit of our Revenant boy, we have the Revenant and Action Glyph. And a personal favorite of mine, the Haunted Interior Decorations, which I will show you momentarily. And then we have
that's a new one.
Jackonaut statue. Look how cute he is.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's so cute. He's a little top
Okay.
but
Who among us isn't?
very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Speaking for myself.
All right, so you can look forward to that October 5th as well. You can get yourself some infested. Look at it go! We'll talk more about that in a second. But you just said Among Us.
Among us.
Among Us. So if we go real quickly, I'll show you what it looks like. Get up there.
Seen none.
Seen none. Haunted, baby. Are you ready?
I am.
Ooh, look at it.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah, the Chimikis did this
Sick.
last couple weeks.
Oh.
It's like actually
Okay.
working in an office after being gone from it for 2.5 years. There's growth.
Okay.
on the
The
wall.
pumpkins,
I like this.
Look at Megan
one.
using keyboard and mouse. Yeah.
He's a little
poor
deflated,
guy.
that guy, yeah.
He's tired.
Weren't there some candles?
Finally, the PC players are getting
There's gravestones.
represented.
Oh, look at that. And Canada. Fire hazard.
Yeah.
My favorite is look at the little garland. Look at the little
Very, very cute.
They're so cute. Anyways,
did a
this
great
is
job.
going to be in Daughter's store when Knights of Navarus launches on October 5th. So obviously,
Permanent item, you get to keep it. What's the
permanent item. I mean, yes, it's permanent. Have you seen my festive
Yeah,
interior?
I was just gonna say, why did I even ask?
I did have it up, and then I don't know if you can tell, but I cleaned my room and I took away all my decorations. I changed my ship color. Guys, I was trying
Steve
to.
would have been so proud.
You shrunk your cursor. I appreciate
Did
that.
you really?
Yeah, my cursor's normal. I know. I feel wrong. I feel wrong
Yeah.
about this. Anyways, October 5th, Knights of Navarus is going to grace your presence alongside Revenant Prime. So, like I said, a spooky month to be had. I think this is upside down. Also coming. We're going to say something?
No?
Okay, great.
Can you tell me?
Moving right along. What also happens in spooky month? If you're an artist.
Oh, Inktober.
Inktober. Our version, 10-October. That is going to be launching this month as well, starting October 1st.
Ah.
You can actually do, I believe it's exclamation point.
Number
10-October.
5
And it will
anime.
take you
How very
to-
vague.
Right, it's locked right now because obviously it's not October yet. We've been doing this for a couple years now, and basically it's
Probably
our
make your
Warframe
probably
version
draw your
of
operator,
what is
but with
Inktober.
anime features.
We'll give you some Warframe prompts, and you can draw your heart's desires. And this year we are doing a official Captura thread as well. We have really awesome community artists who do Captober, and they kind of started that, and we fully support that and love seeing that. And we also wanted to have a place where people could do Captura as well. If they're not artists like myself, I could do Captura and also get a little bit of a thank you prize at the end for
Care level 0.
which is always nice to
Yeah.
have. These are the same prompts that are going to
But
be for
hey,
both,
basically what's going to happen
10-October and
is the
Captober.
subreddit is going to be flooded with
And then as
art
well,
for like the
additionally,
next
we are
month.
bringing back the Orbital Haunt
Which is basically,
contest,
you know,
which is basically
business as usual
for
for the subreddit.
Or Dormer Zone now, or your spoiler camp, or your all that stuff. Dojo. You could turn into a haunted house.
Oh man. I just need to put your fashion frame in there and then it's done.
6.5. I'm a 6.5. Oh,
Jesus Christ,
launching this
Rem.
month as well. I think we're going to launch the contest on October 5th, but 10 October and the official Captura are going to launch literally tomorrow on a Saturday because October 1st. So you get ready for prompt number 1. And you might have spied within those prompts the pink ones. Because October as well, it is spooky month, and we love spooky month.
Did you see
but it's
that
also a
Megan
very
My Hero
special
Academia fan
month
art from
for
Shy?
us,
I do remember that.
because
Yeah,
we
I do remember that.
Quest to Conquer Cancer, and of course we are bringing it back this year. It's lovely.
Whoa.
Key art here, maybe spying a new cosmetic on Meg. I don't know. Maybe you could get
Huh.
that. But we do have a video, a little kickoff video. It's going to detail kind of a TLDR of what you can expect. And play it, Danny.
Hey Tenno, Quest to Conquer Cancer is back for its 3rd year.
As you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Digital Extremes is yet again teaming up with you, the Warframe community, and incredible Warframe creators to raise awareness and donations for the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation.
During the month of October, you can tune in every day to a different creator over on their channel. And on these dates, the community team will be hosting special Quest to Conquer Cancer streams over at twitch.tv/Warframe.
There will be giveaways and a ton of fun on these streams, so tune in to support and donate. This year, your donations contribute to the donation tier rewards that will be unlocked for all platforms.
Whoa,
The more we
okay.
donate as a community, the more rewards we unlock. New this year, we have the Conquera Shoulder Ribbon, the Conquera 2 Ephemera, special in-game alerts, and, from community artist Royal Pratt, a new Conquera glyph.
Conquera merch is also available to purchase, and all net proceeds will be donated at the end of the campaign. The Conquera Saga Floof is hooting you on! Purchase this little round guy, and he comes with his own in-game floof.
A Conquera t-shirt with Royal Pratt's design and a pin collection. by
Okay, I want
community
that- I
artist
actually want
Stanley
that
are
floof
also
now.
Here. You can purchase all of these separate or get it in a collection with bonus digital items.
Previous Conquera items are also
I just wonder
back.
how long it'll
We've got
take
the
for it to show
Conquera
up.
Sindana,
But I do
flip,
actually want that
sigil,
floof.
and ribbon in the in-game market for 1 credit.
Learn all there is to know about this year's Quest to Conquer Cancer campaign, including donation progress, rewards, and live stream schedule over at warframe.com/QTCC.
Join us Monday, October 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for a very special kickoff stream over at twitch.tv/Warframe. We'll have tons of giveaways and so much more.
Thanks to donations such as yours, some of the biggest cancer breakthroughs have come from Princess Margaret's clinicians and researchers. The goal remains the same, to conquer cancer within our lifetime, and that's where you come in.
Join us on the quest to conquer cancer. Together, we can make the difference.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, our mics were hot, weren't they? Yay! Quest to Conquer Cancer is back. This is kind of a little brief points as to what you can expect. We are going to do a kickoff stream on this channel on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Danny and myself will be back to kick off the stream with you. And all of that stuff is going to go live. That website will be live. The merch will be live. Everything you want to know about Quest to Conquer Cancer will go live. You'll get to see all the donation tiers and the charity merch and all the great stuff. It's going to be a mix of the community team and also our incredible Warframe creators are going to be streaming every single day. Some of us are going to be joining them, and it's just a really great month. I'm excited to be able to do it all over again this year with some new stuff. Obviously, we see a little new ephemera there that you might be able to get, and I'm just really excited. A whole month long of really awesome streams for the community. So I hope you'll join us and hang out with us and support us on the streams. It's a very special month.
Yes, we got lots going on in October.
Danny looks confused.
Hold on, let me check.
Oh no, it's
Who is it?
it's our group.
Oh, really?
It's our friends. Friends. Well, I'm gonna put it on the floor.
They probably want the merch. They're probably like, where can I get that sweet
like,
flute?
Megan, give me that floof. We're gonna do 1,000 platinum prize while we are hanging out here. And just kind of what else you can expect on this stream. We are going to kind of talk
They chose one of the most powerful Warframes in the game now, didn't
frame
they?
that we
Jin.
debuted at 10 o'clock. Perhaps.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit more. Now, this frame is not coming in October, but we did want to give you a little update on
Oh, Warframe. Okay.
progress of maybe the wolf-inspired frame. As well, we're going to talk a bit about Prime Resurgence. We're going to go more into...
Is Mag the new poster girl?
Stuff you can expect in there. And we're also going to do...
That will be the case when the great big Excalibur statue in the background gets replaced with a Mag.
We'll talk all about that. That's coming up in a little bit. But 1,000 Platinum.
When that happens, oh yeah, Mag is the new poster girl.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Zariago.
Okay.
Got him.
Please message our Warframe... Or wait, Spanish.
Congratulaciones.
Oh, felicidades.
Amazing.
Please
And
whisper...
you lied.
Umbral redirection.
This was only an hour
As in, it will be even harder to get shield gates, huh?
for DevStream. So we probably have like 25 more minutes of stuff to talk about.
I can speak really fast if you need.
That's
You do.
Please whisper on Warframe Twitch channel with your in-game alias and the platform you can play Warframe on, and we'll get you your 1,000 Platinum.
It's mainly just
Wolf
Radial Javelin that's still a little bit
debuted
here
at
and there, isn't
Comic-Con.
it? Yes, yeah.
We're working with Joe Matt on it, and
Umbral Stretch will be
a lot
overpowered.
of concepts actually during the art show,
Yes.
kind of the iterations of it all. But now we're working on the coloring, the official coloring of it.
Yes.
Tell me more.
yes. Yes.
So I colored it. So we can show some artwork. I just started coloring it. So.
All right, well, there he is.
Looking at it.
So I saw this on, I think it was a subreddit, and I think the only piece of feedback that I have at the present moment is that, like, for a lot of these coloring schemes that we're seeing here, is like, I can't tell where the head ends and the shoulders begin. So, like, it's mainly wolf girl. I thought it was a wolf dude. So it's mainly, like, for example, like this red one right here. See how, like, the face blends in here? I was thinking, like, oh, is the head, like, this friggin' large? But it seems like the head actually ends here, and this is a shoulder, right? Because this is a shoulder. So I kind of just feel like, do you not see her breasts? Oh, them titties? Okay. I thought it was a dude. I honestly thought it was a dude, but okay. I wasn't paying attention to them titties because I was too busy trying to figure out where the head ends and the shoulders begin, mate. Because I am a man of culture, and I am able to focus on not just, you know, I'm focusing on some other things as well, and then I'll appreciate the titties. So that's the thing, right? It's like, I think maybe a bit more of a, I don't know, maybe a bit more of a sort of like a recognition. Like a color scheme like this, I think was pretty good because you could easily see like where the head ends and where the shoulders are. But like some of these other color schemes, it's a bit tricky for me. That's just my only piece of feedback. Outside of that, I think she looks great.
Ideas.
Number 2 is your favorite?
Yeah, so Joe and I went back and forth on some.
I'd probably say number 7
drawing that
is probably my favorite.
So I just kind of started there.
They all look pretty good.
We picked a couple of them. I mean, they all could work. They look kind of cool, right? So, and then talk with Reb a bit about it, I think, here and there. And Joe was leaning towards more like kind of Wolverine colors and stuff, which I thought was kind of neat, but I don't know if we could say that on screen.
You mean Wolverine the animal? Like the animal of the Great North Canadian one?
Yes,
Yeah, of course.
The sound it makes.
The animal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course.
My favorite sound.
Yeah.
So then from there, we took a couple, and I think the next slide we kind of honed in on a few more here. So I redrew a standing pose to help with the 3D model.
She has so many like wolf heads on her.
Gonna work on a back view kind of thing. So because the crunched over posed, while cool, it's hard to see kind of. All
And does she have friggin' 9 tails?
Stuff is really detailed already. So trying to decipher some of that was a bit tricky. I don't know how much will survive the process.
It's a tiny bit too
3D,
long.
but we'll see what we get there. So that was kind of the color we went for number 5. We seemed to agree on that one. And while I was working it up, it got a little too much like Saren and some other colors.
Yeah.
I think I sent it to Meg, and she's like, interesting. And I'm like, interesting
positive.
good, interesting bad. And so we chatted a little bit. I sent it over to Reb, and we were kind of like, well. So then I took a kind of a quick pass at a whole other, like 3 new ones, and I sent it to Reb, and I was like, I kind of like this one. And you agreed with it. So that's the next image.
Dun, 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 dun. Wow.
So
Hey.
really liked how this
Looks like Chroma Prime.
and the colors pop, which is
I'm sorry. I look at her and I don't think new Warframe. For some reason, I think Chroma Prime. I don't know why. It might just be the red, the black, and the yellow, or like the gold. But I just immediately think Chroma Prime. Why?
So.
Yeah, and then
well, maybe not Chroma Prime, Chroma Deluxe.
Like the first impression people have will always be with the default colors. We do color palettes with them, so we always want to build a unique identity out with those base colors because, well, it's usually the first thing people see. So,
yeah, totally.
Until they go in with their pinks and their greens and their blues.
Their 6.5s.
The 6.5s.
That is the second impression.
Yeah, that's the second.
Oh, you'll see it all right.
Yeah,
Look forward to that one.
But yeah, it's been super cool to work on this, and yeah, I don't know if we want to slide into the.
Yeah, I think just like generally
that glowy tail's gonna look awesome in the game.
For this game,
it's gonna be bright, but yeah, it's gonna look pretty good.
Do this in a different way, like not just making a werewolf.
We'll see what it looks like anyway.
And I hope people really dig where we're going with her. We have everything is sort of the things have started in a very interesting way. So pretty hyped for where it's going for the wolf inspiration, or how do we say Lobo?
Cora Deluxe Nightmares.
Lobo, yeah.
Loba.
I mean, Cora Deluxe is a completely separate kind of animal.
She's too big for that.
Yeah, there's some cool ideas.
Cora Deluxe is a bit on
with
the
this
crazier
whole frame. I don't know if you want
side.
to speak about this.
Yeah, basically.
We'll leave that for we'll keep you guessing.
We'll have Greg on here, and he can talk all about the stuff he has to do. For
yeah, because
Warframe.
putting this
That's
into
true.
3D.
He's got a lot of work to do.
He's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. So she.
Oh, I saw a question about name.
Oh, well.
Good question.
I'm going to segue this. She doesn't have a name yet, but she's about to have a name because live right now, Marcus, hit the button. Live right now in the Design Council is submissions open for ideas for her name. Now, one submission per person. It's going to be open for a couple weeks if you're in the Design Council. You can have a chance at
She's Wolfie McWolfface. That's it. That's the name.
And then
If you're going to open it up to the public, it's Wolfie McWolfface.
We're going to take everything and kind of make a short list of it, probably a top 10. And within Quest to Conquer Cancer, one of the donation tiers is actually unlocking a poll for the entire community to be able to vote on this frame's name based off of that short list.
Shakira. She-Wolf. Oh my god. Oh my god.
No. She's gonna sue us.
No, we mean Shakira like the animal.
Oh, the animal,
like Wolverine,
the Canadian
Right.
Shakira. Yes,
Right.
of course. Rural Canadian Shakira.
Just like Wolverine, the animal.
Just like the Wolverine. Yeah.
We'll see what the shortlist actually is, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Design Council 10-0, head on over to the forums, submit your name, and then, like I said, the dev team will be taking a short list from that. And then, within Quest to Conquer Cancer, when we reach that donation tier, which I know we absolutely will,
Especially if Shakira donates.
especially if Shakira, hello, you there? It'll be open for the entire community to vote off of that little short list of the top 10, and then she will have a name. So very exciting. Excited to finally have a name for her.
So many names.
We're not taking them in Twitch chat unless you're a verified user by the name of Shakira.
Shakira.
Or Wolverine.
Or Wolverine the animal.
The animal.
Now, speaking of the wolf-inspired frame,
Kira.
we do have a concept of what is going to be her signature weapon.
Yes.
One of
One of two, yeah. So you can maybe show it, but I was playing around with
Whoa!
scythes and axes were kind of the two I was going
Okay.
with. I was looking at Joe Mad's, obviously.
That's intense.
Wild stylings of things, and which is really cool.
I like number
as
4,
worked,
I
this is
think. I
kind
think
of
that's the one that I like the
first
most.
Immediately was
It's more
shot
like an
down.
axe, but still. Whoa!
Rat, get this garbage.
Garbage. They were like, it kind of felt a little too deluxe skin. Kaz gave me some great feedback on all this, and from that, and I guess Reb, you kind of made a decision. We're going to go with a great axe.
Number 2 is too boring.
Pretend to be though.
Number 2 is too boring. Number 3 is a bit on the
it's been
too
a long time since
strange.
We've done an axe as a
I think number
weapon.
5,
I
number
honestly-
4.
I should remember, and I usually do. but I
Number
honestly couldn't
1,
remember the last
I'm a little bit
actual
50-50 on number
axe.
1.
know there's the
I
single one,
personally
but, like, a version that
think
was like,
number
what is
4 and number
Look
5
at me, I'm an old man.
look
I know
real
the answer
nice.
is somewhere in here, but I was like, oh man, it's been a while because we just did a new
I would be
school
I would be
science
happy with either number 4 or number 5.
and we just wanted to make sure we could get something, on my little map of what melee schools get the most attention. We have so many dual swords, and there's some that we haven't done in a long time. So like, there's two things that go into it. Last time we did something in that weapon school, and how many of a certain weapon school are there? So when we add like the ghoul saw was its own of its kind, and now the two-handed scythe.
You
is
actually
own
like
of its
two
kind. We
shit?
need a bit more time, but
I just
like
think that one
children-
doesn't look like as interesting as the others.
No, she has larks.
The frame is already wriggly, so the weapon has to stand out.
That sound? Oh, okay.
I mean, you're not
I've already
wrong.
recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theirs is a hammer, not an axe. Yeah, I literally I couldn't remember.
Ghoul
but,
saw is never
anyway.
used.
We do
Yeah,
have
but
another
Ghoul
piece
Saw's
of
not
art.
used for a variety of
Well,
other
really
reasons.
funny
I don't think it's because of the way it
we're all
looks.
Picking kind of the number that we
Right.
ended up going with, which was number 4.
Wow, that was so right.
And
There's another one.
so yeah, so then
Yeah.
so Marco took over and
Isn't that the Anko?
in a more Tenno style,
Mm-hmm.
less deluxe, which is what I was doing, and so yeah, so he's killing it. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So and Kaz and him have been working on this together, kind of refining it, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be pretty rad. So
Super hyped.
And we have, I think, another thing to add, but we're not going to talk about that yet, right? So,
There's another weapon.
Let's save it, shall we? But again, not coming in October, but we just wanted to give you kind of an update on where she's at, and obviously, debut the fact that you could name her. So, little tie in there. And now we move on to really quickly wanting to talk about Prime Resurgence. We also mentioned on the last dev stream that it was going to be coming soon, and it did come. Prime Resurgence is live. And now this is going to be the next rotation. But Prime Resurgence is live, and basically what it is it completely takes over.
Wait, is it
the
not already
Prime
Sauron and
Vault
Valkyria?
program. So you're
Am
not
I going
gonna see
crazy?
Any yearly Prime Vaults. Prime Resurgence is here to stay. Varzia is here to stay. We did some quality of life improvements as well to it when we launched it, and it's actually going to be on a monthly rotation.
Wait,
this
who's the
year.
Prime Resurgence right
Obviously,
now?
when we did the limited time one, it was on a much quicker weekly cadence just because it was a limited time window. We wanted to get through all those vaulted frames. But now that it's officially here to stay, it is going to be on more of a monthly rotation. And speaking
Oh,
of
okay,
that,
cool.
the next one is going to be Valkyr and Saren, as we see here.
Valkyr,
And it's gonna be
Saren, and
arriving
also
November
Sonos
3rd.
Prime, a
Now, obviously,
fantastic
I have to
bow,
set
by
a
the way,
monthly
chat.
rotation, and that is a bit more than a month because
Dekana
we
Prime, a
launched
weapon that I haven't
Resurgence
used in a
on
long ass
September
time.
14th. This round, we
Right now
wanted
it's
to just give it a
Wukong
little bit
and
more time
Equinox.
because it is the first time
Oh,
bringing it
yeah,
back officially,
fresh off
make
the,
sure everything's
Wukong nerfs,
working,
it's Wukong and
eyes on the
Equinox.
drop tables, all that great stuff. So you can expect this new round of Saren and Valkyr to drop November 3rd. That'll refresh over in Varzia's store, and you can just keep doing what you're doing, and then next month after that, Warframes.
Rotate.
So fun. Rotation. All right. We briefly talked about Echoes of Veilbreaker.
I just hope. Okay, I will just say this.
So
I just hope that they manage to get crossplay out before Mag Prime ends up being on the Prime Resurgence. Because it will be pretty hilarious if they get out crossplay in the same month as Mag Prime being on the Prime Resurgence. Because remember, when crossplay comes out, I have every intention of doing a Mag Prime giveaway. So we'll see what happens.
like Reb mentioned, we have the Venkra and Spread.
Echo's being used again, holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Basically,
for that, it's gonna
they
be
said
something
earlier,
that's call centric,
every
but also
major update that they do will be followed by an echoes of that major update.
sort of be, we'll explain it in the patch notes, but you'll see them in an encounter for Call in his
Drifter
weeklies.
Warframe armor.
And then I think
Wait,
we're going
what?
to re-skin the existing versions of them, just so visually they are, there's a continuity between the two. So you'll get the visual ones if you do play Void Sabotage on a Grenier tile set, that's where you encounter them, and then Call.
What does that mean? Wait, Drifter Warframe armor?
Characters. For his veil breaking.
Wait,
and
what?
Then, we are expanding Dojo Rooms in the Echoes update, and the weapon skins that are coming with this are related to Venkra and Sprague. They have their own weapons that you'll get ye old
Okay.
cosmetics of. And then, we're gonna have some QOL, like the cumulative challenges is gonna be in this update, and a couple of other things I think as well. I'm trying to think what else we're putting in it.
Just a little bit of tweak of numbers and stuff.
Number
like that.
tweaks, just trying to do some housekeeping with this update and then give everyone just sort of that cadence that the big update comes and then an Echoes one will follow that, makes the content a bit more robust so we don't just move on to the next thing and then get more thematic content in it, which I think Megan is about to show us with for dojo lovers out there.
Yeah, I just wanted to really quickly show the new Dojo Room that is going to be coming with Echoes of Veilbreaker. Danny, if you want to pop over to my gameplay, blessings. So we're going to just...
You look nice today, Broom, huh?
Here we have the Ashtron Cove. Wow.
Whoa!
Oh, new room.
New room.
Hell yeah.
some remnants of the Ashtron.
Whoa. Okay.
Remnants of the people.
We've killed them.
Well, I mean, they're not here, so I don't know where they are.
you go.
We have some foggy water, very appropriate for Revenant Prime. Look at that.
That's true. This is just Revenant's room. This is how you get Revenant Prime. You have to build this room.
Come into this room.
It's alive.
That's actually kind of
There will
dope.
be- This is the Ashtron Cove, and coming
God
as well,
damn,
I believe,
okay.
are around 200 Ashtron themed decorations. So if you are an Ashtron individual and a dojo person, this is. for
I'm
you.
so not gonna
Swaz do
reform.
like that.
I'm still not gonna. I'm
If
so.
people want to know what
I'm not
Warframe
gonna know
armor
former.
means, so
No,
why don't
my
we
former
show-
for this stuff.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. But really quick before you do that, also coming in 1.1 or
Probably
Echoes,
coming because I saw an issue with it in the fly-in cinematic.
There's
so.
some things obviously we need to fix about it, but the Scout, the Scout Lisette will be coming as well. And then, Warframe armor on drifters.
Is it coming? Does it work?
It's a work in progress.
So is it coming? Does it work? My question is still relevant.
It's a work in progress. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding. We just need to do a little bit more work on it, but it's basically exactly how it sounds, is all of your Warframe armor you'll be able to equip on your drifter with, some caveats.
Yeah, this has been an ongoing effort for quite a while. It's taken a while.
8, 9 months.
But
Interesting,
basically
okay.
it's, kind of like you saw with Cal, where Cal can put on the Warframe armors or like.
Well,
the
even our
crewmates.
crews, yeah, regular
our
crew.
crewmates. Essentially, is that, but for the drifter and the operator, so that you can basically it expands the options.
Wait,
of
did you just say the
customization.
drifter and the operator?
So that you can basically it expands is that, but for the drifter and the operator, so that you
Drifter
can-
and the operator.
Basically, it expands the options of customization
Nice.
exponentially because obviously we have so many of those, and it
Nice.
just kinda opens up
Okay.
a new avenue of.
Sounds good to me.
One other cosmetic that I really wanted with Veilbreaker that got pushed into 1. I call it 1.1, Echoes of Veilbreaker, is a way for you to show what Archon shards you have installed. So this is a work in progress, and we're still working out some details, but you can customize your Railjack crew, yes. You can put armor on them. Go to your dry dock, it's true. But if you can go to Megan's gameplay, I'll explain a little bit about this. But what we're going to try and do is an opt-in ephemera for you to show you. Don't worry about the name; it's none of your business.
Don't look at it.
But you'll be we'll work on offsets and stuff. But if you have Archon shards exist, you'll be able to see them with this, just to kind of give it that visceral showing what Archon shards you have on a frame. Just because, as we know, I think it's kind of like metal AF. We have a couple different takes on it, and we're still working on it. This is heavily work in progress. However, I want players to be able to show what shards they may have put on their Warframe.
Okay. I totally understand where they're coming from, and as a concept, this is cool. But no, I'm not doing this on my Mac. No fucking shot. No. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do it. If you like the idea of being able to, shove the Archon shards through your Warframe, go ahead. Be a guest. Be your guest, eh? Be my guest. Be their guest. Just do it. I think a better idea might be if the Archon shards float behind you and they're like radiating energy and it's feeding you that energy. Maybe that's a better look. For example, here is Mag, right? Here's Mag, and behind her sits the 5 shards. And they're behind you, but you could also see like an energy stream that sort of like feeds into you. Boom. Just like that. I think that might be a better look than having them literally shove right through your goddamn chest. Orbiting might be a bit too distracting. That's why I'm kind of leaning more on the idea of like they're behind you. Remember, they're shards. They're big ass shards. So maybe not like, so maybe behind you and also behind the camera. So like we as the player probably won't see them all that much. Sorry. We as the player, when we're like running around, we won't see them. But if we want to see them, we just look at ourselves from the front and we could see them hovering behind us. I think that might be the right idea. I would like it if there's a variant that is shoved in legs, arms, or chest. I mean, you do you, mate. I still would be very queasy about that idea. So yeah, but like, as a concept, I like this idea as a concept. But this, no, not this. Just not this.
So this one looks pretty painful for Meg, and like I said, it is whip, but fundamentally,
yeah.
I think
fundamentally, I like the idea. Just don't do this. Just DE, whatever you do, don't do this. Holy shit.
Yeah, scaling, size, all of that.
Mag again?
Work in progress.
Yeah, it must be the changing of the guard, and suddenly Mag is the new best. Mag is the new poster child of the game. Yeah. Hey! Feels good to be a Mag main.
I just wanted to show you that it is in progress.
Get massively buffed and also become the new face of the game. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Secure the animal?
Secure the animal.
All from Canada.
It's all the usage rate be higher than that 1%. Yeah, so true.
Yeah, so there you go.
Very cool. Now, speaking of working on things,
That's what we do.
as we do, Pablo, just creeping your Twitter. Talking a lot about Grendel on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was.
It was just funny because I saw some trending and we were already working.
Not related, but yeah.
Imagine if they nerf her because she's too good now.
TV show.
I mean, that's what I think that she should
Is
do.
it a Marvel show?
It's a TV show that got canceled.
But whose show is it?
I have no idea.
Apparently,
It's like a
we talked
comic
about this
thing.
last night. It's something to do with something you should know about. Something spooky.
Final Fantasy?
No. Try to let us know in a second. Anyways, continue, Pablo.
Anyways, I saw it there, and so we were already working on figuring out a rework for Grendel, so I just kind of suggested in
No jokes
Twitter
allowed.
that if Netflix was canceling it, I was canceling it too. So
Oh, very good.
but
Is there anything you want to share on it that you're working on?
he's a complicated one because he has essentially gonna need quite a bit of changes and also quite a bit of not, which I know sounds weird, but basically he has some stuff that is sort of game breaking at the moment that if I just buff everything else, then it's gonna be a
Well,
problem.
I think you can think of it this way. If 4 of us went into a mission as Grendel, one of us would have a lot more fun than the rest.
This is true.
That's like
Yes.
there's when your entire life is eating the enemies available and there's a cap to that and there's 4 Grendels, one person is going to have more fun than everyone
Only
else.
one person gets to eat. Anyway, so we're doing a lot of changes there, making it basically addressing all the energy economy, making so that the ball is easier to get in and out because right now it kills your momentum, speeding all that up, kind of streamlining all the things. His second ability, we're removing the wheel and putting all the buffs in one go. A lot of things like that.
Oh, okay.
We understand there are Grendel lovers. Like we're not changing it in a way that changes the core identity of what he does and is. And then I think you're also looking at another frame.
We're doing some minor changes to your early, basically making the passive be a little more lenient on how long you have to like stand around. And we're experimenting with changing her fort to be kind of like Nesha, which has like the 2 stages. So you first cast the bubble, and then you can leave the enemies CC'd in a ball there, and then you can press again to explode it. So it's like a 2-stage thing, sort of like Nesha does with
The Divine Spears.
With the spears.
Yeah.
Can we get some car crash sounds for exploding bubbles?
They're in there already.
Damn! That could be your answer to literally everything.
Urelli? Wait, what are we talking? Wait.
All
Did they
right.
mention Urelli?
So a couple things to look forward to in the future. Now, something that happened in the past, aka yesterday. We did a little bit of a
The 4 is
silent
2-stage.
crossplay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yesterday
Anyway,
we
okay,
did
sure.
our first cross-play test on the live environment, and if you logged in on PC or Xbox, you would have seen this notification go live. At
Dude,
which
I
time you
wasn't
thought,
around
what
for
the hell
this.
is going on?
Fuck!
Do you want to do? Yeah, because Region Chat was probably the most insane and most electric it's ever been when all of a sudden these icons started appearing to show crossplay. So I wanted to explain a little bit about what happened and what's going to happen next. So generally speaking, crossplay has been something that we really came out with last TennoCon as, hey, we're working on it, and also cross-save works and mobile is a thing. So that was a lot of, here's everything we're going to do, and now it's time to start doing it in an order that makes sense for the technical risks and the work involved. And really what yesterday was the first turn on the switch on the live build, and we did it for 30 minutes, and we got enough information to push us to the next test, which they're going to remain unannounced for now because we don't want to give people a date in case we have to move something. So really what you can expect is these to be intermittently appearing between builds for us so that we can turn on after some testing, see what we got, bring it back, and all of this is ramping up into the first unification, which is crossplay. So when crossplay is in a good spot, then we will start the same process with cross save, and then all of the other things that come with connecting and unifying all the communities. So yes, it was very unannounced, and now there's sort of one single source of truth about all this, where you can go to the forums and you can read Dudley's post and see
Exclamation point crossplay. If you
exclamation
want to check
point
out that post.
crossplay, of course. Yeah, and there's reasons why we picked 2 platforms to start with, and I don't want anyone to feel excluded. That was really the first live technical test, and there are more to come. The process is going to be that, and when we're ready for a bigger, fuller, many platform test, we'll probably make more of a big deal about it. But for now, it's going to be blasts of telemetry, turning it on, seeing what we got, what are the crash reports saying.
I think
what is different about this than
obviously you want to be part of the crossplay test, but I do sort of understand where they're coming from. Like, you don't want they want realistic actual look at how it work, at whether or not it's working right now, and then maybe when they're getting closer to the launch of crossplay, when they're actually thinking now is the time we're going to make crossplay real. I think then they should also do announced 2 hours announced periods of crossplay. So that they can also then stress test it, because there will be times, let's say for example, when a major update drops, when everyone's going to want to jump on. It's the same with Lost Ark, it's the same with Genshin, it's the same with pretty much every game. Where there will be periods of time where everyone wants to jump on, and we've already seen that when everyone jumps on, shit falls apart pretty easily. For example, during TennoCons, when they tried to do the relays where you could see stuff, and some people were able to get on, but then a lot of people weren't able to stick on, so they had to do the relay again afterwards, after the fact and all that jazz. It seems pretty obvious to me that the system could very easily fall apart if too many people show up. So I think it's also, not only is it good that they're just seeing what it's like on normal days, they should also, have an announcement of hey guys, between this day and this day, we're going to make crossplay a thing. Let's see what happens. And then everyone just shows up and starts trying to play. And if the whole thing completely explodes, then the whole thing completely explodes. But hey, at least they know that the whole thing's going to completely explode. It's better that we know that it's going to explode, so that DE will then be able to maybe try and fix it, because they're still trying to fix it. Hopefully their plan is solid. Let's just see what happens. But hey, I'm excited for this shit, man. I really am. I'm so keen beans for this.
All of the fun things that come with launching crossplay, and that's really where we're at. We're really happy that we turned on the switch and got to see chat explode and also the game explode. But that's what we have to
good and hell well I'll be playing when crossplay comes out, because I got to do the mag. I got to do the mag giveaway.
Step that we've been able to take, and it was a small test, but it is a step.
But yeah, I'm excited, guys.
Exactly.
I'm very excited.
We will be doing that every now and then. So you never know when the crossplay is going to show up, and that's how it's going to be until we're more.
Yeah, the unannounced is also so that a lot of players don't log in at exactly the time,
and it's gone.
Yeah,
and that gives us wrong telemetry because
because if you get a surge of login, everyone's trying to hit the. We just need to do it the way we're doing it, and that's what we're going to do. So. Have fun.
Yeah, they don't need a surge of login right now, but I think it is still a very good idea to actually have the big surge, to see if they can stress test it, to see if on the extreme end, when everyone actually does want to show up at a specific moment in time, let's say Barracutia, everyone actually does want to show up at a specific moment in time, can the crossplay system handle it? If the crossplay system can handle it, let's go.
On for the ride. And we have plans, of course, on if certain things work for certain phases of the test, we'll move into really big things, folks, really big things. But for now, just sit tight because test 2 is going to hit you when you least expect it.
And that forum post by the wonderful Dudley is the main place to be for all the information about crossplay. You can read exact little FAQ is in there and stuff that is restricted for these tests.
The fact that that's fucking true,
that's the place
Shin.
you want to go when these tests go live and you want to have feedback or bug reports, which are very important to us. That is
a lot of the bug reports are automated for yesterday's test, which is great. But a lot of them were just, we actually found a couple things, like look links between, like we had all these things, so it was great. We got a lot of information in that 1 30-minute burst. That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
Who knows what'll happen next.
Yeah, and then once we, we're able to get the code in there to fix that kind of stuff, the next test.
Exactly.
What else is happening in this crossplay world?
Yeah, but if you were able to watch it happen, that was a pretty fun moment in Warframe, and there will be more of them, so starting with PC and Xbox.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Speaking of more of them, let's do 1,000 Platinum Prize, shall we? Because we're about to wrap up.
Oh, let's see my notes here.
Check your notes, check your everything. One thing I did just want to really briefly mention about Calls Weekly and the Archon hunts. There was a bit of a back and forth this week on the reset for it. We're all good to go, and just a friendly reminder.
Guy has 100 base armor. I added 225 armor on top of it.
This Sunday,
Nice.
And that is going to be the consistent.
Do you really
cadence for
need
the
300
reset.
armor on
So just like
Gaia?
Nightwave,
Is that actually going to make a difference?
times 0000 GMT.
I don't know.
That is when those
I personally have never really cared too much about armor, especially because I'm a Mac main. But yeah, I personally never really cared about armor all that much. Maybe it's good. I don't know.
Like, check out my Trinity build. I have 4 shards in Trinity. He's like, how do you have 4? Did you cheat? And I was like, buddy, it's Wednesday.
Buddy, I'm a gamer. Eric, what do you got?
Prize. We have a prize that I can't read.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Untizio Acas.
Wow.
That's a name. That's one hell of a name.
Un and a could be
Dang,
Spanish.
Gaia.
Tizio, I have no idea
It's
what
giving Portuguese. Or Italian.
that is. Tizio.
It's giving a romantic language. I don't
Very
know.
romantic. Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now.
Just don't get slash proc? Yeah. Just don't get
We will
slash
get you
proc.
your 1,000 platinum. And let's do a Core Prime Access while we're
I'm
sitting
Italian.
here.
This is so embarrassing.
Seeing Italian.
Yeah, I see a lot of time.
Chat.
I know.
Oh, are they
So
talking?
French.
It is Italian. People are validating it.
Yeah, I know.
Very
I
good.
saw a
That was
very
my-
cruel thing that they wanted
TB
to put
Dream.
Scarlet's Spear
Okay.
in
Who do we got, Eric?
Statistics.
TBD Reform.
Yes. So we'll go with that.
TB Dream.
TV Dream, congratulations. You have won Core Prime Access. Please whisper.
Hey,
Warframe
Gavin, how's it going? You've missed the
right now,
entire
get
dev
the
stream.
platform to play Warframe on, and we'll get you Core Prime Access. And the next time we do this, it'll be Revenant Prime because he's coming out October 5th.
But don't worry. I think I'll post this one on
It's
YouTube.
time that we wrap up this stream.
Yeah, I think I'll actually post this
Please
one
do. Close it
on
up.
the main channel.
Now? Are we done? Yeah. The stream's over? All right. What did we talk about the stream? I guess we did October updates, Halloween
October
and
updates.
Revenant.
Quest to Conquer Cancer is coming. Kickoff stream October 3rd. Don't miss it. We'll be here. Danny's looking at me. You have 2 other pieces of art. Ammo!
Ammo
right.
stuff. Okay.
Right. This is just with the ammo changes that we did in terms of the numbers. We also are going to do an art pass on ammo pickups. So these are not to scale yet.
Whoa!
We're still working on the art. This was just to show you that we will also be refreshing
Okay.
the actual ammo
Okay.
pickups, so you can better
Okay.
tell without.
Why does the secondary ammo look like a headless? What are those like headless statues? Headless, armless statues, but with a really nice ass. I cannot be the only person who thinks that, right? So the primary one is what it is. The heavy one actually looks like a fucking cauldron. The universal one looks like a suitcase. And the second... and the second one is a headless, armless statue. Headless, armless, legless statue, but with a real nice ass. Come on,
color,
T.
which ammo signifies what.
You're really just baiting your. You're really
This is
just
concept art.
baiting
This
your.
isn't modeled yet.
Your
game
audience.
nor is it to
Is
scale,
a
it's
name for
just to
this?
give you a
Is there?
version.
Yeah, what's the name? It's like a
Things will
bust,
be
right?
changing in that,
But when I think bust,
area
I
as
normally
well.
think there's a head there.
Get to get some.
Yeah, when we were selecting the meshes.
bust is
for
usually
which
like
was
neck
to
up,
remove
right?
The sniper.
Can't remember what it is, some
basically,
Japanese name?
the art team
Oh,
looked at
I don't
it and
know.
was like, whoa, this looks very old.
I don't think they've ever changed. I think ammo has been the same since 2012. Like
Just changing the
alpha.
colors.
I
every
think.
now and then.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I know what you're talking about. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There's like the
Different
flat box.
colors.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that shit. Let's just leave it at that.
All right. Someone's saying we didn't actually plan about our plans to address damage attenuation despite saying we would. So generally speaking, where we are with damage attenuation is holistically, we don't want a one-shot approach to Archon hunts. And I said earlier on in the stream that here's what we might do isn't what we're going to share with you today because we're not in love with it enough ourselves.
Yeah, essentially, we feel like we need it, but we also don't love it, and we don't. We have some ideas on how we can improve it, but we just don't know that they will get there. They're very unsolid at the moment.
Yes, and ultimately, we've had them in the game for a while, definitely with Kubaliches and the Sisters of Parvos, and they serve a purpose, just like a lot of things to balance nebulously Warframe serve a purpose, and
We acknowledge your rage, but we're going to
it's
keep
just always
it.
under
Yeah.
review. How to make it better.
Just
in
get
my
good forehead.
mind, taking them off for these fights isn't the solution right now. Just turning them off altogether and not having damage attenuation just isn't going to happen in the Echoes of Veilbreaker update.
Oh, for sure not.
Yeah. So we're still working on it. And we're reading all the feedback and we're watching all these. We're playing the content. I have 4 shards. Pablo has 3. So you
I have
know.
4 now.
Oh my
Did you
God,
do it?
Pablo! Come on, let's go!
You did too.
Get their shots up, mate.
We're on board. We're looking. We're planning. We're thinking. But we don't want to give you a version of it that just might not exist. So. With these dev streams, we're trying to keep them in the what's coming.
I have 3
very
still.
soon
Mara,
realm.
which
So the
week
Wolf
did you
Team
miss?
accepts
The
that,
first
so we
week or the
can
last
share.
week?
But
Slacking off,
definitely
mate,
have an
slacking
October
off.
Dev stream.
Definitely.
And then apparently on Monday it's the reset, right?
Actually, yeah, I guess it would be
28th.
close.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean
Which
to commit
means
to a date, but probably,
which means
Probably
on Monday
October 28th, sorry.
I either do
And that one's
Genshin
gonna do
reset
way
or I
more of a
do
deep dive into
Warframe
the rest
reset.
of the
Either
year,
either.
what's coming,
Probably
and all
Warframe
these
reset
things.
actually.
Slate trail. Okay, we got
And
some
then
feedback on the weapons.
actually yeah, Warframe reset sounds good. Yeah.
Grawl. Grawl. Oh yeah. Are we getting a Halloween event? Nabrus will.
It's Nabrus, October 5th. She's coming. Now, Dan, you said I had another piece of art?
Revenant's concept.
Oh, concept. Okay, yeah, show it.
Art.
Art.
Yay.
Wow.
Wait, that was his
Yeah.
concept?
This was Marco.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, he did a great job.
Giving
It
us
pretty
the,
much
the
translated
old
perfectly.
Revenant Prime look.
So cool.
Ghost Daddy.
Yeah.
Nice colors.
Yeah.
Translated so
10 out of
well.
10.
Too.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with this one. We were looking at different ways to
Yeah,
bring in the
translated into
arm,
being a
the
3D
gold, and
a 3D model
got
pretty well,
ourselves,
eh?
His beard has taken on a new level.
PS5 version needs
Full
some
head
work as
beard.
well. I'm
Exactly.
sick of making
Goes up.
No, they
posts
didn't.
of the
Beard's too
forums.
cool.
What's wrong with the
I
PS5
know.
version right now? Is there like loading time shenanigans or is some shit broken?
Yeah, I
like,
think
what's
what's
going on?
generally speaking, as things go on, we know we're all working on Echoes of Veilbreaker, we're working on Duviri, we're working on cross-play, which is going to pave the way for cross-save. And some of you may have
It has
noticed
no
that at
gyro?
the end of your gaming
Oh.
sessions on PC
Or gyro?
that
Oh.
there are more sentiment surveys now, which I totally didn't take from playing all the Fortnite I do, that they randomly ask me
Oh,
questions.
screen
But,
tearing.
we
Oh.
wanted to
Oh.
add that into the game just to get a different way
Oh,
to
that's
see
bad.
what
Oh,
players
that's
are thinking
real
really
bad.
after they play the game.
Yeah, I
just so
despise
that we
screen
can
tearing.
Push towards everything that we're working on with a little bit more.
Yeah, gyro is
a little
motion
bit of
controls
data
and stuff
based
like
on all
that.
these experiments we're running with these surveys to
Right,
see what
yeah.
people are feeling the moment they stop playing Warframe. So you may have seen those. I just wanted to give a little bit of context to them. And there will be more coming. They're not going to be because all the surveys said this, we're adding, like PvP or this or that. We're just working out a system where we can get a general compass to, if you value exploration or parkour and all of these things. So generally, you can look forward to those in the coming weeks on different platforms. I'm pretty sure they're PC only right now. And that doesn't mean we're only listening to PC players. I just want to say that we're
We'll
trying
jump
to
up,
launch
heavy
these things
attack
to get
down.
a
It's not
sense
just.
of
It's
how-
not
what would
a. It's
work
not
for us
a
as we
thing with
ask
analog.
important
With
questions.
gyro, you can flick up and flick
And
down.
then, yeah,
Ah.
pretty busy rest of the year.
Speaking of busy,
Yeah,
I
D,
have
implement
some questions about
implement
Plague
gyro
Star.
already.
We are not going to be running Plague Star this year, like Rep mentioned, focusing on Echoes of Veilbreaker.
Yeah.
Duviri,
Come on, D,
all that
implement
good
gyro
stuff.
on PS5.
And we didn't want to rerun Plague Star until we had some fixes in for it,
Yeah.
a couple changes, and we have a list based off of community feedback and bug reports. So thank you to people who gave those to us. But we are going to wait a little bit until we can implement those things properly.
Plague Star.
And then we will
Yeah.
rerun Plague Star, but that's not going to be this year. Namaste.
It's particularly bad in the Zaraman.
Yeah,
Oy.
limited. things to work
Chapter
on.
cap is brutal.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, turning it on with the
that's,
post-new war world.
Yeah,
that's a
little
bit
buggy.
shit, eh?
We don't want to rerun an event knowing that it's going to cause issues.
PlayStation has the
So
tech.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
take the
pretty
time. It
sure
needs
the
to fix it up a little bit,
DualShock
and
5
then
would have
we
that kind of
will
tech
open it.
available.
So we'll let
It
you
has
know
like
when
all
that
sorts
does
of crazy tech in
You
it.
see Scarlet Spear again.
Surely gyros would be part of it too, yeah.
That's a tough one. That was the first thing.
No.
Why? Well,
No.
why?
Hard stuff.
I
Hard
aged
stuff.
like 5 years in that 1 week.
So did I.
Yeah.
I used to have brown hair.
That was our first COVID work from home.
I know. I'm saying that the reason that went the way it did was it was the first thing we launched remote in a real. There's a lot. There's a lot.
It was
to
ambitious.
unpack
It was
there.
very ambitious.
Wait for me to be on vacation when you do that.
I'm not saying
I don't want to be around.
community. You are part of the. This is what you should be taking from this. People want it, and then you should say, why do they want it?
To cause us miseries.
No. I loved Scarlet Spear, but so did I. By the time it all
Same.
worked, that was like so
By the
cool.
time it all worked.
Yeah.
Bring back Scarspear.
Actually.
Yeah, we would have to change a lot to make it work now because obviously there's an order of
Yes.
operations issue with the lore. But Pablo is going to say hell no, and I'm going to say, well, all the work was there.
Start that design dog, baby. Let's go.
We'll call it. How do you say scarlet in Spanish?
Escarlata.
Scarlet Spear.
I like that.
That's nice. That's romantic.
Scarlet Spear was dope. It was a fun event. Yeah, anyway, you guys are basically.
I really
interviewing
like
with us
Scarlet
at this
Spear.
point. I'll wrap
Just
it up.
make it that the railjack has to actually defend something in space, and we're good. I will get the 3 others to go and defend the shit in the Murex. I will sit there with my railjack, and I will defend the bloody thing against like giant waves of level 100 fighters. Bring it the fuck on. Let's go.
I know you guys need places to be, but thank you very much, everyone, for we have a lot planned. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll
thanks.
see you again in October on a dev stream. Eric, thank you for being here. Other Eric,
Thank you
thank
for
you for
having
being
me. No
here.
problem.
Pablo, appreciate you. Reb, always appreciate you. All right, chat. Have a wonderful night. We will see you next week for the kickoff stream of Quest to Conquer Cancer, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, October 3rd. See you then. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, and with the Revenant trailer.
Scarlet Spear was better than Norfix when the
fatherless
Mark congregation.
Yep, agreed, Mara, agreed.
Who
Okay.
brings the wicked gift of an unknown mask?
Am I watching? Am I watching a Genshin dev stream? What the hell was that? Okay.